This car is a tame beast. Find out how tame right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to It's a Mod world where we test different mods for different sims to see if they add to our enjoyment. Bruce CK is a prolific and quite good mod maker, so the only possible answer to him sending us a link to his newest mod was to put it in the queue for me to test it. It's the Ford Crown Victoria in different versions, of which I'll be testing the police car version because cool. If you want to be informed about new videos, click subscribe and also click on the bell and become part of the ever-growing RomRom family. There's many details making this look like a real US police car. The light for outside, the computer, the camera. Outside there are other cameras, of course the police lights, which I suppose I won't be able to turn on. As you can see, there's a small error here by the door. It looks as if the door isn't closed completely, which of course is not correct. And from the outside it looks completely right. One thing I didn't understand completely, is the light taped so that it doesn't give light, or is it only badly drawn, or do they all look like that? I just didn't understand. Maybe if you understand it, you can leave an explanation in the comments, thank you. There is a motor in the motor and even the mechanism for the wipers. That's attention to detail. This is not any police car, this is a police car from the LAPD. The motor sounds good. It's the typical American car sound. Content Manager says it's the sound of a Ford Mustang from 2015. There's been many instances where the information from Content Manager regarding sound was not reliable, so I don't know myself. Anyway, it's a nice composite of different sounds and overtones, resulting in a very realistic motor sound. Feel the way of this car in every step. It's sluggish in its reaction to the throttle, in turning and in braking. Of course, it doesn't help that the suspension is all over the place. For a race or to drive it more in a racing style, you'll have to adjust the setup. Without adjustments, you'll find this car understeery entering a corner and oversteery exiting it, which is to be expected in this kind of cars. If the police in the United States really have their cars set up this way, I wonder how they catch anyone. This car comes in 4 different versions within the mod: Police Interceptor 2010, the one I'm driving here, a special GT 500-like version with 900 HP, and 2 versions equal to the police version in specs, but the one without anything having to do with law enforcement, and an unmarked version of the police car. As far as we can see, only the GT 500 version has a different specification with regard to the motor, the others are just different designs. Due to the aforementioned slowness in reaction, it's difficult to find out the braking and acceleration points, again as it would be expected in this kind of car. It also was difficult for me to hear when I should change gears. As many of us do, I drive by ear. Of course, in normal use, this car has an automatic gearbox. The car is enormously stable, fits the simulated way. Yes, it under and oversteers, but it was very difficult for me to get it to spin. It will make you break a sweat because of pendulum here and there though. Another thing and quite unexpected. After 9 laps, the front right tire was already in the yellow. After 12 laps, all tires were. And after only 20 laps, my tires were all in the red and it was time to go to pits to get a new set. So be advised, this car eats up tires like it's breakfast time on a Sunday morning. Speaking about tires, the mod brings 3 kinds of tires: street, the ones that I used for practice, drag like in drag racing, and burnout. The force feedback is so-so. I've had better, I've had worse. It was good enough to be driving around. I would have wished for a little bit more communication from what was happening with the car and with the tires to the wheel, but as I said, I've had worse. As I've had it in the past with cars heavier than the norm, the AI has some issues driving this mod. Because I've encountered it already in the past, I tend to think this is an issue in Assetto Corsa. I cannot say why, but I've had more fun racing other mods. This mod, strangely, left me cold. Now, this is just me and just a matter of taste, but it surprised me nevertheless. This car is a beast, but it's a tame beast. The look is as detailed and well done as we've come to expect from Bruce CK, the maker of this mod, small imperfections notwithstanding. All in all, I like the touches, I like the details, and I tend to forgive the small imperfections, so for the look I give it 5 eyes out of 5. There's not much to say about the sound. It's the typical sound of an American car, in parts quite detailed. Whether it's Kuno's Mustang sound or not, I'm not sure. It sounds similar enough. Nevertheless, the sound is worth 5 years out of 5. If done by Bruce CK, great. If recycled, well, okay. The driving feeling is good, lots of details. I like also how the weight transfer is simulated in the mod, be it in corners or while braking or releasing the brakes. The force feedback is not as good as I would have wished for. Many of the cues of how I'm driving the car and how the car is reacting were only visual. Therefore, for the driving feeling, I give it 4 wheels out of 5. This can be a mod you race for fun with friends. You in the police car, they in the street version or in the GT500 version, playing a sim racing version of Cops and Robbers. Or something like it. It's fun, it's well done, and it's beginner friendly because of its stability, but be advised, only up to a point. The sluggishness of this car could be something a beginner would struggle with. No struggle of any kind, there is more videos sharing the joy of sim racing, check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.